Welcome to the Killer Innovation Show, the longest continuously produced podcast in history. Each week, Phil McKinney brings you the insights and strategies to amplify your creativity and innovation skills. Here's your host, Phil McKinney.
Do you know the difference between an innovation consulting or innovation agency? Are they the same? Are they different? Why would you use either one of them to help in your innovation efforts? Or maybe you're a consultant today and you're thinking about focusing on innovation. What is an innovation agency specifically? That is the topic for today's show. We're going to go into the details about what does the term even mean? What's the comparison between an innovation agency and an innovation consulting firm? Why would you use an innovation agency? What's the characteristics? And what problems does an innovation agency focus on in solving that a consultant doesn't do? So stay tuned. That is what we are going to cover in today's show. But before we jump in, got a favor to ask. Follow, like, and share. Follow on social media. You can find us wherever you're looking. You can like this episode. You can also share it with your leadership team, your peers, your manager, your staff, however you want. You can always find the link directly to the audio, the MP3 audio, over on killerinnovations.com. And then give us a share. Share and like us. Like us wherever you get your podcast. Share it, however, through your social media, etc. And with that, without further ado, let's jump into this week's episode. What is an innovation agency? Innovation agency is a term that was created to distinguish agencies that specialize in innovation from the general agency world of advertising, design, marketing, and PR agencies. Now, many people get confused between an innovation agency and innovation consulting, and they are distinctly different. An innovation agency is a company that specializes in helping businesses, organizations, nonprofits, whoever, to create, market, and sell new products and services. They have a team of experts who can help the business with everything from ideation to execution, to the actual creation of that product or service. An innovation consulting company, on the other hand, is a company that helps businesses improve their innovation processes. They typically do not have expertise in ideation and prototyping and product development and launching of products and services. However, they can help you develop a better process for coming up with new ideas and bring those to market. How to improve your processes. Think of consulting as business process reengineering, process design, Six Sigma, that type of work, versus an innovation agency, which is made up of highly creative people to actually help you come up with the idea and turn that into a product or service. Now, which should you work with? So what type of company should you work with? It depends on what you need. The crucial difference between an innovation agency and a consulting company is that an innovation agency specializes in creating products or business models even, while that consulting company is really about improving your existing products, your existing services, etc. For today's discussion, we are going to focus just on innovation agency. So what are the characteristics of an innovation agency? Now, an innovation agency typically has kind of the following kind of constructs, focus, efforts that they bring to the table. 1, they are creative and come up with new ideas for the clients. An innovation agency is made up of people who can ideate, who can help you come up with those ideas. This creativity comes from the agency staff who are experienced in helping clients be innovative when facing existing or new business challenges. The agency also has access to creative resources such as design studios and marketing agencies and prototyping services. They all can be brought together to help to bring your new idea to life. They also have a track record of helping clients to achieve successful innovations. This is because the agency has the experience and expertise to help clients overcome the many challenges that can occur during the innovation processes. Some of how an agency can help clients to be innovative includes 1. Helping clients to identify and define the challenges they are trying to solve. What's the problem, and is that a real problem that you're trying to work on? 2. Providing access to creative resources such as innovators, design studios, prototyping experts, engineering expertise, product launch expertise. 3. Helping clients to overcome the challenges that can occur during the innovation processes, such as resistance from within the organization, lack of funding, or lack of support for management. I can't tell you how many chief innovation officers ask me to talk to their senior leadership to help them get over this, the innovation antibody problem. This one is a big challenge for most organizations, and in some cases, an outside firm like an innovation agency can be that credibility that pushes the team to accept the innovation efforts, the work that should be done. Number 4, innovation agencies provide guidance and support throughout the innovation process. This is critical. It's that coaching through the project, dealing with somebody that has been through that experience before that you can bounce ideas off and get feedback from. An innovation agency can be a valuable resource for organizations that are looking to be more innovative and have a higher likelihood to achieve success with their innovations. The agencies, good agencies, have the experience and expertise to help the clients overcome the challenges that sometimes just feel absolutely overwhelming if you haven't been through them before. Innovation is different than product development. People who have product development experience have not gone through the same struggles in the delivery development of an innovation. So, you having an innovation agency provide that expertise can be extremely, extremely helpful. Now, some of the other things that are the characteristics that innovation agencies bring is they specialize in helping clients to create new products, services, and business models. That's all they do. They're not process designers. They're not quality control people. They are innovators. They innovate. They specialize in helping clients to create new products, new services, or new business models. An innovative agency specializes in taking those ideas and turning them into real things, to turn them into innovation. How do we describe innovation? Ideas made real. That's what an innovation agency does. Now, the challenges, as we talked before, can be pretty overwhelming. But when it comes to just beyond just the normal innovation effort, when it gets down to actually taking an innovation and creating it into a new product or new service, there are a load of things that will emerge that you have to work your way through, and that's where an innovation agency helps. So, for instance, identify and assess the opportunity. Is the opportunity truly real? Is it just a shiny object? Is it something that is actually going to achieve the result? Is the result a new product line, new revenue, higher margin? What's the objective of the innovation effort? And will this idea really work its way in and being successful and achieve that objective? So, right out of the gate, identify and assess the opportunity. Number 2 is understand the customer and their needs. Innovation agencies have people who specialize in going out and interviewing customers, doing ethnographic studies, doing observational studies to understand the most important element of the unspoken needs and the unspoken wants. If customers can share with you kind of what they're thinking and what they would like to have, and you're just designing to their ideas, you're probably not pushing on the innovation side. You're pushing on product improvement. They want a laptop that's thinner. They want a mobile phone with battery life. Those types of things. Not what I would classify as innovation, but something that gets fed in. The key fed into the normal product development cycle. I mean, what I'm really trying to emphasize here is innovation is around getting just beyond the headlights of your customers, finding those unspoken needs and unspoken wants, solving for that, creating that product and bringing that to market can be transformative. That's what innovation agencies really do. The other is they can actually help you develop a strong business case. So you've identified and assessed the opportunity, you understand the customer and their needs. Now you've got to develop a strong business case because you got to get your organization to support what it is you are working on. In some cases, you need help in developing that business case. Next is create the prototypes. How do you build something that you can go out and test with customers and assure that, hey, this is going to work. Customers like it. Feedback is extremely positive. Prototypes for software, pretty easy. Wireframes, you can actually even do it in PowerPoint. Hardware, software, a little tougher. But you need expertise because designing a prototype that can be presented to a customer or a prospect to get feedback before you commit a big amount of dollars to it, you want to make sure you do prototyping right. It's not just about pretty drawings on paper or being able to have a snazzy little click-through PowerPoint presentation. You want to think about the construction of the prototype and the staging of how it gets presented to customers to make sure that the feedback you get is valid. You want expertise or access to expertise on the prototyping. Now, assuming the prototyping goes well, what's the next thing an innovation agency can help you with? Scaling the innovation. How do you go from I've got this rough prototype to now you need 10,000 units? And you need them manufactured at the best possible price with the highest level of quality. How do you make that all happen? Who should you talk to? How do you oversee that process of getting metal molds cut and doing test production runs, doing pre-checks, blah, blah, blah. Do you have that expertise or do you need access to that expertise? Again, that's where an innovation agency can come in. Assuming that you're ready to scale, how do you protect and commercialize the innovation? Protection is intellectual properties. How do you think about patents? How do you think about a group of patents to build around your idea to make sure that that is going to be a well-protected role? Innovations agencies will have access to the top-notch intellectual property attorneys, patent licensing structures that work in other cases. You want that expertise at your table. And then the commercialization. Are you going to license this? Are you going to build a company around it? Are you just going to sell the IP? What is your monetization strategy and how do you make that happen? Next is manage the risk. How do you manage the risk of actually taking that idea and execution? How do you take it and actually turn it into a real product or real service? And then last but not least, but the one thing that most people do not think about, and that is how do you sustain innovation over time? How do you not do it just as a one-off, but that it becomes an ongoing process? And again, that is another point of encouragement. When you think about innovation agencies, finding one that you can partner with, that you can do repeatedly. You can go back over and over and over again and have a long-term type of structure, a long-term type of a relationship. Now, each of these challenges of going from idea to innovation, they can be daunting. But again, the innovation agency is bringing the experience and expertise to help you overcome it, whether you're doing it just to get the first one out the door and then your team learns and you run it, the second, third, fourth, 50th idea that you want to execute on, or you partner with an agency for a repeated type of effort. The third characteristic of an innovation agency is they have a track record of helping their clients to achieve success. An innovation agency can play a critical role, but the key here is that you want to use an agency with a deep track record of helping clients achieve success. They've delivered successful innovations to the marketplace repeatedly over a long period of time. There's a lot of new firms popping up claiming to be the innovation experts of the year. And when you look into their history, they've been around for 1 year or 2 years maybe, and they don't have really a portfolio they can show you. You want to make sure, if you're thinking about using an innovation agency, that you find one that has a deep track record. First thing you should always do is go to their website and look at their portfolio. What projects do they have on their website that highlights the kind of work they do? And if you find that work interesting, then reach out to them. They could be a good source, but you want somebody with a deep track record. And again, you want that staff that has that track record of also having gone through some challenges, developing not just incremental innovations, but game changers, differentiation type of strategies to their innovation efforts, things that prove that they can drive true breakthrough kinds of activities. And again, that track record reduces your risk and increases your chance of success. And that's why you're even thinking about an innovation agency, is you want to reduce your risk and increase your likelihood of success. Now, with that, they're going to bring to the table the tools and resources that you need. They've got the connections. They've got the people. They've got prototyping model makers. They've got connections to manufacturing facilities. They've got the creatives working on the original idea. If you want to do innovation storytelling, they've got the people who can write the stories and prepare the media, whether you want to do it as a short film or you want to do something in a digital format or whatever. They can bring those teams together. They have worked in this space before, and you can therefore then leverage it. And you want access to that network. So now let's talk about some examples of the where these kinds of innovation agencies. Now, innovation agencies tend to be somewhat industry focused. Now, in some cases, they don't call themselves innovation agencies, but the way they operate, they're an innovation agency. In some cases, they may be actually the ones selling and marketing the product. So they're an innovation agency that also manages the sales and supply chain. But they use outside people, for instance, to do the design work. The furniture industry, particularly the office furniture space, is very prevalent of this. Many of the manufacturers that by name that do office furniture, they don't have the designers in-house. They go out to innovation agencies that specialize in furniture design. They do the design work, and then the Herman Millers of the world manufacture and sell it. So it's a model that works and has worked. Fashion industry is very prevalent in this. In some cases, even in the technology world, there are companies out there that try to position themselves as an innovation agency, but really they're more of a design shop. They really good at industrial design, so they're kind of in a what I would call a narrower niche area. If you do consumer electronics, which is my background, the ODMs, the outsourced design manufacturing firms that are a lot of them are offshore in Taiwan, is an example. They will do a bunch of their own designs, their own ideas, build up a model or maybe even a prototype, and then try to convince you to buy their idea and take it to market. So it's really not what I would call an innovation agency. It is more, again, of a design shop, building something and then trying to get you to buy into that design and let them manufacture it. So it's a little bit of seeding the supply chain, I guess, is one way to think about it. There aren't that many companies out there that actually call themselves an innovation agency. It's, again, a term that doesn't get used a lot, but it does get them, a foot in from the standpoint of trying to classify themselves as being, sort of providing all possible services that are out there. But again, I would caution you to think long and hard about, do you need an innovation agency? Do you need someone to actually bring the creative side to it? Or do you need an innovation consultant, which is around to helping you design your innovation processes, your innovation metrics, those types of things? So understand which side you're looking at and which ones you really want to engage with. And again, you typically will not find innovation agencies that offer the entire stack of all services. The analogy I give on innovation agencies is it's kind of like how a movie gets made. When a movie gets made, the script is done, the studio is going to fund it, etc. Well, then the team comes together. The team is made up of all independent people. The best cinematographers, the best directors, the best makeup people, the best costume designers, the best musicians to create the musical score. They don't all work for the studio. They're all independent. The producer and the director, they get selected first, and then they pick the team based on the project that is going to be executed. In the innovation agency, it's like making a movie. You choose the agency understands your scope, your role, what is it you want to achieve, the challenges you're facing, your customer base, and then they assemble the best team based on their experience of having worked on a truckload of different projects. And then the benefit on that is you get the absolute best skill sets. You absolutely get the best people out there as to what they bring to the table, what it is they do effectively. And the result is that you get a much better set of ideas. You get that deep experience of ideating and of technologists and storytellers and of creatives and designers. And they all come together to build your best product, your best new service, your best business model, whatever it is you are looking to do. So now, let's assume you are saying, something, I'm interested in an innovation agency. What's my next step? If you want to learn more about innovation agencies and what's involved, step one, do a quick Google search of innovation agency. There's a handful of them out there. I wouldn't call it a long list. There are actually some directories that are listing out innovation agencies that you can go get those lists. You can walk down the list, look at their specialties. Are they, there's a lot of what I would call innovation agencies in the design of games, like board games or children's games, those types. You've got innovation agencies in software, which is quite popular. So do a quick Google search, look for innovation agency, find some of those lists of innovation agency lists, directories, and work your way through the list. Second is stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing more about innovation agencies and why and how to leverage them to your benefit. That will be in future episodes of the show. And then number 3 is check out Tech Trend Group at techtrend.com. Now, full disclosure, Tech Trend is the innovation agency I launched in 1996. I'm now the chairman. I'm not that involved in the day-to-day at Tech Trend, but you can go over to their site. In fact, they just recently relaunched the Tech Trend site with they're constantly adding to the portfolio of types of projects that Tech Trend does. Tech Trend, very, very specialized, focuses in tech, consumer electronics, architecture, digital immersive media experiences. That's kind of the niche for Tech Trend. But it gives you a good example of going over to techtrend.com, check out the website, check out the portfolio, and then go look at the other innovation agencies to see what kind of portfolio they have. Portfolio is probably the best option to get a feel for the type of work they do. Do you like it? Are you doing museum spaces? Are you doing architectural design of office space? Are you doing innovation storytelling? So you're looking at filmmaking, etc. Whatever it is you're looking for, look at the portfolio. That will be the biggest indicator of the type of work they do, and find a portfolio that you like what you see, you like the work they've done, you get a good feel from their organization, from their the type of clients that they've done work for. They're maybe aligned with you, or they've done a variety of things in different industries. Whatever it is, check that out. So number one, just do a quick Google search. Look for innovation agencies, see what you come up with. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing more shows about innovation agencies and, how do you leverage them? How do you choose one? And that will be coming up in future shows. And then number three, just go check out Tech Trend, TECHTREND.com. Check out their site and take a look at it. Like I said, it's brand new. They've just relaunched it. I did found Tech Trend, just full disclosure, back in 1996. It's probably one of the longest firms operating under what I would call the innovation agency term. It's pretty specialized. They don't take on many clients. I am the chairman of the board, but I'm not involved that heavily into the day-to-day, albeit I do some work with clients at Tech Trend just for the fun of it. I take no money or no fees because I do not want to create conflict of interest. I just want to keep sharp on my creativity. So I do a little bit of work with clients of Tech Trend just to have some fun and be creative in areas that I just normally don't operate in. So again, that would be my advice for you to think about it. And again, the characteristics that you should really be thinking about when you think about innovation agency is they are creative and they come up with new ideas for the clients. That is, job one. Number two, they specialize in helping clients create new products, new services, or business models. Going from idea to innovation. Ideas made real, that is innovation. That's what an innovation agency does. And number three is with their track record of helping their clients to achieve success. That is, they help with the innovation, the overall innovation effort, to the actual process of going from idea to execution. And a third characteristic of a good agency is they have a track record. So they've got the creative staff, they've got the experience of delivering, actually taking an idea, putting it in the market. And three, they've got the track record. You can look at their history, you can look at their portfolio, and you know whether or not it's somebody that you should work with. So again, check it out. And hopefully this answers your question about what is an innovation agency. Stay tuned, and we will be going into more depths on innovation agencies and how to leverage them for you to achieve innovation success. So based on what you just heard, would you consider using an innovation agency? Do you use innovation consultants now in your activities? Or are you an innovation consultant? Or maybe even an innovation agency today? What is your thoughts around innovation agencies? Are they of value? Should you take advantage of them? I'd love to hear your thoughts. In my experience, some of the things that are real highlights from a standpoint of why companies use innovation agency is when they need quick, rapid ideas. They need quick prototyping. Their team is fully locked up, committed, working full blast on the existing products, and they don't have a way to scale up to take advantage of innovation efforts. And they want to maybe kind of run them outside their normal process from outside the organization so they don't get bogged down in internal decision making. That is where innovation agencies have really stepped in and done some great work and actually helped organizations then build up their own capabilities to have their own innovation teams be able to drive to success. So where I see and where I've experienced innovation agencies, where people have used them to great success, is typically when there's some sense of urgency or they need access to very specific expertise that they do not have in-house. You want that specific person working on your idea, or you want a team of highly creative people with a deep track record, and or you need it be done on an accelerated schedule in order to achieve success. So think about that. Love to hear your thoughts on uses of innovation consultants and innovation agencies. Drop me a note, phil@killerinnovations.com. Before we sign off on this week's show, want to just highlight a few things for you to think about. One is give us feedback. We'd love to hear from you as to the content, the show. Is it working? We've been doing a series of interviews with outside experts and innovators and people leading in different areas, thought leaders, technology leaders. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Send me your thoughts on today's show. Is this of value? Something of interest? We're thinking about doing a multi-part kind of series on innovation agencies. There's a lot of interest from some of the listeners about when do you use them? How do you use them? What are the things you should look out for? Things you should avoid? So we will be doing that over periodically in future shows. So you want to stay tuned for that. But would love to hear your feedback. Drop me a note, phil@killerinnovations.com. Also, don't forget to check out the new store. The new store is up and live. You can check that out over at innovation.tools. Over there, you can pick up my book. The Killer Question card deck is over there. The audio training course is also available over there and all available at the store. You can buy it directly from the store, or you can get linked over to Amazon, where you can also buy the book, the card deck, etc. And quite honestly, Amazon typically is cheaper. They buy in bulk and volume, so they actually get the products cheaper. So you actually can sometimes find a better price over at Amazon. But if you want the book autographed, buy it through innovation.tools. More than happy to autograph the book and send that to you. So with that, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Really do appreciate it. Time is of the essence. Value in time is something that we strive for in producing all the content, both here on the podcast, but also the blogs, etc. So we want to be as efficient as possible. So with that, I'm going to stop jabbering here and I'm going to sign off. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Podcasting nonstop since 2005, this has been the Killer Innovation Show on the Innovators Network.